What will never be the same again once the pandemic is over? A massive amount of people now know they can work from home. My definition of personal space. Healthcare workers going to work without a mask on. Definitely took for granted seeing my co-workers' smiling faces during my long shifts. I will not take hugs for granted. The phrase avoid it like the plague. Turns out people don't do that. Obliviousness to how many things I touched between hand washings. All-you-can-eat buffets. People coming into work sick to show how dedicated to work they are or saving those days for mental health days meant ironically. No jesting. Don't come over to my desk with your coughing and runny nose telling me how bad you're roughing it at work to get some sympathy. If you're looking for sympathy, look under the dictionary between shit and syphilis. Standing next to someone after they sneeze. My bank balance, in the words of the great Tiger King himself. I'm never gonna financially recover from this. Food delivery just being dropped off on your doorstep. Remember when you had to go outside and make eye contact like some kind of person? No more, my friends. Just leave it outside and I'll get it when I'm ready. No more scrambling to find pants when you're half-baked and hungry. Blowing out the candles on your birthday cake. As a nursing assistant, I will be forever oh so hesitant to get near someone, particularly the elderly who like to cough directly at you, without my eye shield and mask. Shopping will continue to be mostly online, and malls will likely die out faster than they were already going to. My dogs have expected me to basically be around all the time and rub their bellies 24/7. Snow days for school. My faith in humanity. Hopefully your boss will finally admit that all his dumb meetings actually could have been emails all along. Anytime you're sick, you'll wear a mask. I'm amazed at all the times I flew before when I had a cold and didn't wear a mask. They'll probably leave the plexiglass things up. That's probably it. I have the impression that people has shown their worst part, and this will have consequences for a long time. A small thing, but I hope the QR code menus at restaurants stick around. I really hope people will keep wearing masks on public transport. At the least I'll keep wearing mine. I used to get so many colds, but now I'm not on packed trains. I haven't caught a single sniffle. Movies, unfortunately. Cinema specifically. I'm sure a lot of production companies will take enormous losses, or possibly file bankruptcy, as no one is paying to go see movies anymore. The other issue being that no one can really make movies at the moment either. Travel bans all over, logistic issues, actors not able to be within close proximity to one another, and then all the post-production work that, for the most part, can't be done from home. Little to no support for creative arts jobs from governments around the globe. Artists encouraged to retrain in other sectors. It's devastating. Video games. They feel like they did when I was a teenager again. Usually I feel guilty that I'm not doing something more productive, but right now I could care less about spending a whole weekend doing almost nothing but playing video games. Cruise ships. Dubious that industry will come out the other side without radical changes. I am afraid that a lot of karaokes and spas in our country will go out of business. My respect for a great many people. Costco free samples, sad face. I've enjoyed the solitude of not having so many social obligations. Once this is all over, I'll have to go back to being the asshole that lies about not feeling well to get out of them. I'm hoping that this convinces the American, pretty much everyone else has this figured out already. Masses that healthcare is a human right and should not be tied to employment. The pandemic has shown that plenty of people lose their jobs through no fault of their own, despite their best efforts, and that should not condemn them to either going without healthcare or accumulating crippling debt when they lose their health insurance coverage. I'll have to start putting makeup on the lower half of my face. Crap. I think masks are going to become standard in hospitals, or when someone is sick. Other than that, I think life will be almost the same within 5 years. Among Us popularity. Coughing or sneezing in public places. From now on, I will never not wear a mask when sick. I don't care if it's a tiny cold. If I so much as have the sniffles, I'm wearing a mask. It's honestly just common courtesy that I should have done for my whole life. People actually give a crap about hygiene. I thought I was crazy washing my hands for a minute after I used the restroom, or used a paper towel to open doors while leaving it when so many other people didn't. Completely grossed me out. Who knew understanding how viruses work would be a life pro tip? Seeing people's faces in public indoor places without masks. It feels like seeing someone's exposed butthole right now. Face masks will be mandatory in hospitals. Probably the 2 or 3 cheek kisses in French, Belgian, or Dutch culture. I'm not super sad about that trend, but I do still love the form of respectful contact, if that makes sense. Literally this morning, our local paper reported that the government is aiming to achieve full internet coverage throughout Indonesia, reaching even the remote villages by 2024. We had a local meme as our boomer minister said a few years back something in the line of, "Why do we need strong internet access?" It took the poor stealing smartphones for the sole purpose of letting their kids attend online classes to convince them. So the answer to the question is, some boomers' view on the value of internet accessibility. Fewer weddings, more elopements. Childhood development theories. We now have an entire group of children who have missed what are regarded as developmental milestones. Learning to play cooperatively with others, learning to share, empathy building, etc. It will be very interesting to see the research coming out over the next decade or so. Germophobia now becoming socially accepted and even encouraged. Thank goodness I got therapy for my germophobia years ago. Else I'd be feeling so validated right now. I'd probably justify never leaving my house, never breathing unfiltered air, and never touching something with bare hands ever again. I often wonder what my therapist who helped cure me would be thinking right now. Scary time to be alive. Dating is going to get even more app-related, which isn't good for most people honestly. Especially if people work at home more and don't go out for entertainment. I hope meetings like school board, PTA, church organizations, etc. will continue to at least have a Zoom option if not stay entirely online. Our local school board has had about 10x their normal turnout for the meetings since they moved online. Part of that was all of the uncertainty over the plans for this fall, but a lot was also that people are willing to watch a school board meeting from their couch, but not leave the house in the evening to go to one. The US government, hopefully. I want us to get rid of the two-party system and truly elect those into Senate and House of Reps who have the best interest of the world and the people at heart. This red and blue shit is too much. My mask basket by the door. My opinion of everyone I know. People I thought were reasonable and intelligent are complete morons who throw science out the window and live very selfishly. Woman shrugging light skin tone. Blowing out birthday candles on a cake then eating it. My social life. I thought I had friends, but I've had zero conversations with them since the pandemic shut schools down in March. And from what I've seen, I'm not the only one. Lots of people are finding out that their friends aren't actually their friends. It's kind of a depressing realization, honestly. Dave and Buster's. I don't think it's gonna make it, and I'm going to miss that place. Seriously, I have at least $40 of credit on a bunch of their cards, and I guess at this point I just have to chalk that up as a loss. Well, that the majority have shown their true colors. Can't unring that bell. Small restaurants will be closed for good. A lot of the hole-in-the-wall restaurants with the most amazing food will be closed forever. If it counts, but I was 3 months away from graduating. Most of us were waiting for the final goodbye event. It never came, had to finish exams in online mode. Certificate came at CLG and had to collect them at your own pace. All of us were from different cities and some were from different states too. I was an extrovert, so I was one of the most emotional one about it. Here I couldn't even say final goodbye. God knows if we will meet ever again. My respect for 20% plus of the population. It's really easy right now to tell who's a complete asshole. My whole life. I lost my mom to the pandemic. She was only 45. And because of the pandemic, we weren't allowed to visit her at the hospital very often. Mom, if Reddit exists in heaven and you are reading this, I just want to say, I love you. We're never again going to call Asian people weird for wearing face masks.